Hey guys, so this time I'm starting a video a bit strange because I'm placing the accessory box in front of the case, and this is practically just because this is the biggest accessory box I have ever seen that comes with a case. But never mind that, we're going to talk about today something a bit different from Fractal Design. Today we're having Fractal Design define S2 Vision, and it's an RGB case. This is the first RGB case from Fractal Design, and this is what's actually intriguing me the most, because you're having not one, not two, not three, but four tempered glass sides. Here you have both side panels, top panel and the front panel. The best thing about it, you get four RGB fans which are 140 millimeters, and this is extremely cool because you already have a great airflow with front 140 millimeter triple fan combination, which is extremely great, and you don't need to combine more fans for your cooling or anything like that, unless you want to add a top fan mount or something like that. But we'll get to that part. Now, talking about the tempered glass, this is the first time actually I'm seeing a Fractal Design case with four sides of tempered glass, and I can say only positive things about it. So you have two thumb screws, you just remove them, you pop out the glass and then just pull it out. So it's practically very easy. As you can see, the tempered glass is well tinted, so it's not an easy see-through like usually they did, but I think they will produce a separate windows, and definitely they're going to be, well, I think they're going to be separate visions with lighter tempered glass, but those are just my guesses. I won't go that far into that part. Now, as you can see, now this, we were talking about Fractal Design R6 and Meshify. Well, I didn't still have Meshify S2, but each case that comes new from Fractal Design is more spacious. It has loads of possibilities for cooling, and the improvement on each case is very noticeable without a doubt. Now, the front side where you see the 140 millimeter fans, sorry, there are three of them. It's not the standard flat cage that holds the fans. It's practically a bit pulled inside, so the fans are actually getting enough air from the side intake. Usually manufacturers tend to make that mistake to place the fans right in front of the tempered glass, so the fans don't have no space to pull the cold and fresh air inside the build to make a perfect airflow. This way Fractal removed the fans a bit back, enough for them to pull the fresh air from the side intakes. The one thing I did notice right immediately when taking the case out of the box is the top tempered glass panel. Now, usually it's practically the same in all the Define series cases. It's covered, but you could actually remove the top part and then you get a clear and nice ventilation for the whole case. This way it's closed, but let's check that out. So you have a button at the back, the tempered glass nicely pops out and you take it out. As you can see, it's fully covered, there is no possible ventilation here. But the top panel does remind of the old Define R6 case, and we have to see what we got in the accessory box. I don't think the Fractal Design placed this huge accessory box here without any reason. So let's go and open it. Now you can see everything here from the accessory box, and I honestly didn't even flip it around to check what's inside, was the content of the accessory box. And what do you know? We have the same pattern that they used for the Define R6, and watching other reviews I can conclude the Meshify S2 as well. So you have the possibility to place the radiators. You even have the fill port right here, so you could use that as well, and that's for the fan and radiator mounting. You also need a dust filter for stopping the dust from coming in the case. So basically, on top of the fan and radiator mounting, you have the standard dust filter, which, as you can see, and you've probably seen it in my Resident Evil build, the same pattern, the same design, and it has this kind of shark fins, kind of make a different direction of air blowing outside of the case. Before we place the bracket for the fans and radiators, you need to remove the bracket for the tempered glass on top. You have 4 screws that need to be removed before removing the top panel. And there we go. Now, removing this bracket from the top panel, you're also removing the LED strip here. It's already glued here on top of this bracket, right? But I think if you're very persistent, you could remove it and then use it because it is also magnetically attached. So enough talking, let's put this back in. The same thing goes as for this bracket, so you place it back in, you put the 4 screws right on top to fixate it even more, and then you place the dust filter as well as you did on the R6. And that's all there is to it. So you have a nice slick case, nice slick design, but you have a, let's say, a bit of aggressive top with those shark fins design and a nice dust filter. And removing the top tempered glass, I think the airflow is the same as in any Fractal design case, because, well, you get a nice outtake here on top and at the rear, and the intake is still fully functional just because they removed the fans a little bit inside. Now it's time to go at the back of the case and check out how much space do you have for cables, what kind of extra stuff do you have. Now, as I said, backside could be very interesting always, and believe me, it is. You have here 3 brackets, 3 holders for your hard drives, so 3.5-inch hard drives. But you could also manage to place your SSDs. As you can see, you have here a smaller version, smaller threads for screws here for 2.5-inch SSDs, and you also have 2 brackets here for your 2.5-inch SSDs. We have a fan hub, fan controller right here that actually supports up to 9 fans. They placed the SATA power connector, finally removing the Molex. You have the 4-pin PWM that you connect to your motherboard. And now, something very interesting for the front panel. Fractal Design is definitely doing something really cool with it. They're not reinventing, they're just placing new connections, more faster connections, and the front I/O connectors are really a delight to see. Now, even though they're still using USB 2.0 on the front I/O connectors, you have 2 USB 2.0, you have 2 USB 3.0, you have USB Type-C, you have 2 3.5mm jacks for your headsets, so headphones and for a microphone, and you have the reset button and the power button. We have loads of rubbers here that are a very nice touch when we're talking about cable management and cable hiding, and you do have these standoffs right here on each side, so you could use your zip ties, place the cables around them and just tie them up so they look really nice. You also have Fractal Design ties right here that you could use for managing your other cables other than probably 24-pin cable for your motherboard or other cables for your fans, but I think you'll probably be rerouting your cables for your fans up on top where you have most of the space. Now, we didn't mention the fans. Now, their connection is 4-pin PWM, so you could control their speeds, we know that, and you could automatically attach them to the fan hub, fan controller that you have at the back of the case. Talking about the connectivity as for the RGB and LED lights, practically it's not RGB, it's addressable RGB, so it's 3-pin connector, 5 volts, and the best thing about it, you have a splitter, for instance. So basically, one connected to, I don't know, some splitter that you already have for your controller of the ARGB lights in your case, and the other one to extend it to another fan either or the LED strip. And finally, let's touch a certain topic with modularity of cases. Fractal Design is kind of doing something very similar in each case, which is very nice in my opinion. You have here the bracket that can actually hold the pump, or you could either place it underneath, because you already have two holes for your pipes or the pass-through fittings, which is really nice. Also, it's already pre-configured for you if you're going into custom loop, and you can design everything right from the start. But if this is bothering you, you could easily remove the whole side, place the pump down here. Even though you could even remove this side, you could remove the hard drives at the back and everything else. So basically giving you a certain modularity. Next level of modularity would probably be removing the complete power supply shroud, but that's something different and for some other case. This was a video about Fractal Design Define S2 Vision RGB. They should have placed addressable RGB in the name, but okay. And they went a bit mainstream with the RGB fans and RGB possibilities, but they definitely didn't lower the quality of their cases, and well, that is most important. They added something that everybody wants, well, most of you guys want, but they didn't lower definitely the quality. And as always, in all cases I had from them for review, I wasn't disappointed at all. I'll put the links below for the Fractal Design webpage, their social media, and where to buy this lovely S2 Vision RGB case. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe for more videos, and well, the volume 2 for the Fractal small series. Thanks and bye bye.